Hey guys, what is up? Mel Milton here, coming at you with another video. So today I wanted to tackle what I do to combat being locked up creatively. That artist block, right? Oh man, the artist block. And I noticed since trying to go ahead and do this YouTube channel, I find myself more in the artist block than I normally am, and figured I'd just go ahead and speak on that today while I do this little demo. Yeah, so I've been pretty blocked up since doing the YouTube videos, and I really hadn't taken the time to sit down and think about what that means and why I'm locked up. I'm still doing art, but I noticed my creative levels are draining, and so I'd figure I'd share with how I combat those feelings and how I analyze them. And so a couple of things that I'll do when I'm in that place is I always keep a list of subjects or people or that I can always go to. Wonderwoman, of course. Like I said, when I created this video, I was completely locked up with artist block, and so thus came the video. This video is quite old, to tell you the truth. I've been meaning to try to upload this one for a while now, so but I was art blocked in it, and so that's why I came up with this subject to talk about. So like I said, I have Wonder Woman, Star Wars, cartoons, comics. I'll go to that well, just to keep my mind. Especially, it's easier for me to not get out of artist block, but to when I'm excited about things or I'm thinking more like a hobbyist mindset. I'm more free, to be creative, and I notice. I take a little bit of pressure off myself, because sometimes I'll get too serious about creating art, not realizing, what's the art for, so that's the second thing I'll do is I'll ask, try to keep in mind, like, what's the drawing for? So if I'm trying to do a drawing, say for work, that brings a set of challenges where it's, it's not only just me, but trying to get into the mind of the person hiring me to do work, and trying to think about what it is that could, get their project at a level that they're expecting, which, can lock somebody up, locks me up quite a bit, because again, I'm not as clear in somebody else's mind as I am in my own mind. So, when you have the opportunity to work with somebody who's, really clear as to what they want, that's always helpful. If it's not work related, is it for learning? So I'll ask myself this: if I'm trying to learn something, then what is it that I'm trying to learn? If I'm trying to learn color, just focus on the color. If I'm trying to learn tone, just focus on the tone. But take all the other pressure of trying to make something perfect. I'll do some really small tests and just to try to alleviate, hey, I'm trying to learn something, and letting my mind know that, it doesn't need to be that serious. It's okay to make mistakes. This is just for learning purposes. And the last one is for fun. And this is where I noticed early on in my career that's the majority of why I was doing it was because it was for fun. And I'd always forget, if it's for fun, why take it so seriously? Why beat yourself up so badly? If it's for fun, why am I not having fun? Especially like when I'm locked up, because it's like, and I think the reason is why I lock up is because I want to get to that, what I consider fun. That's why I'm doing it in the first place. I don't want the stress. The reason why I do art in the first place is I don't think about the past. I don't think about the future. It's just me and the Cintiq, or me and the piece of paper, me just being me, letting those the choices that I'm making throughout the drawing, you know, evolve as they will. I try to put as little pressure, and to me that's where the fun is. Now, you know, you ask any artist, if you would ask me in the beginning, you know, why do you do art? I'd be like, I love doing art. But if you listen to me while I'm like, when I was doing this picture, there was a lot of complaining. There was a lot of, oh my gosh, why am I doing this? You know, what a turd, and all those negative things come up. And you would think that doesn't sound fun, but that's, again, I realized that it's, you know, it's when I'm in the middle of it, you know, it's a great feeling. You know, I don't have all the pressures of life and all that other stuff. It's just, you know, get to it. So when I go into the fun part of it, I always try to remember that part of it. What is the fun that I'm having? You know, what is it? The subject? Is it the learning? Is it the work? Is it the making money? Whatever it is, to seek out the fun for me. You know, to seek out that fun first, because that's why I wanted to be an artist. Was that, you know, I always in my mind imagined that a professional artist would be that guy who's, you know, just having that fun life. And if I'm not creating that fun for myself, then I'm not being that artist I want to be. So again, some days I have to work at shifting my mind into the right perspective, right? Another thing that I'll do is I'll do style challenges. Like I know on Instagram there's these draw this in your style challenges, and sometimes that helps, you know, to pull me out of you know, certain ruts, because it's, you know, looking at somebody else's work and then taking on the idea of how do I interpret that, you know, like especially like how an artist will handle something and be like, oh, I love what they did here, what could I do in my own way? And it helps with those choices, you know. It helps, for me, it helps take a little bit of that pressure of, you know, trying to come up with something and just art it up, you know, and have some of the choices made for me. So drawing challenges are always fantastic, and I usually try to do, if it's not like a, you know, drawing this in your style, I'll try to do 30-day challenges. Now drawing in somebody else's style, you know, there's also the, you know, giving that back to somebody else as well. You know, draw something that you could have be a challenge for somebody else's. It helps me out to think, you know, what could I make that's, you know, that other people could, you know, take a crack at, and just see the fun that could come out of that. As well as 30-day challenges. I like to do 30-day challenges that, you know, one, sticking with something for 30 days. I know my mind will be like about halfway point. Yeah, I'm done with this. You know, can we move on to something else? And a lot of the times it's like being in that rhythm and learning to be, okay, I'm gonna focus on noses for a month, or I'm gonna focus on eyes for a month. You know, also takes that pressure to know, I wake up in the morning, well, you had a 30-day challenge, let's take a little bit of that pressure off, just do it, you know, and see where you're at in 30 days. What can you learn about that subject in 30 days? So 30-day challenges usually help me a lot. You know, every time I jump into a rut, I'll be like, well, okay, you know, I want to take on a challenge, something that I really like to learn, like I said, and then, you know, crack on it for like 30 days. Another thing that I noticed early on, when I didn't have a whole lot of time and I was working a job that I didn't like, and I remember it was like, man, I just want to do art, but I'd come home and I'd be so tired, and I would lock up. One of the things that I still use kind of today is I would do 15 minutes. I would set a timer for 15 minutes and work on something for 15 minutes, and as soon as that timer stopped, I would stop, right? One, it would get me into the mindset of, okay, it's only 15 minutes, just do the 15 minutes. You know, but what can he do in 15 minutes? And I noticed that my inner voice changed by doing it that way, especially when I told it, you know, like when I get to that 15 minutes, it's over. I noticed my mind would start going, hey, you know, it's 15 minutes, you know, we can go another 5 minutes. You know, let's do it more. But if I would stop, and just be like, tell that voice, I set a goal for 15 minutes. I did that 15 minutes. I'll do the 15 minutes again tomorrow. And I would let that excitement percolate. I'd let that thing, stew for a little bit. And then the next day, 15 minutes. That's it. That's all I got, 15 minutes. But over time, the mind was like, come on, Mel, just, let's go 20 minutes. You could do a little bit longer. And eventually, to show my mind to say, I'm in control of, look, I want you to be excited about this. This is something that I'm excited about. But, it helped to change the way that I listen to that voice. So I still do that on occasion when I feel like, my mind is going at 1,000,000 miles an hour. I'll take that time and say, okay, well, I'm gonna do 15 minutes here and then leave it. Leave 15 minutes and then, look, I'm in control. And the voice, like I said, will change. It'll be like, again, that kind of hobbyist mindset. I'm excited to get to it. If you're gonna hold me back, there's all these things. And all of a sudden my mind would say, I got these great ideas. And I'm like, I understand, mind, you got these great ideas, but let me take this excitement and go play with my daughter for a little bit, or take the excitement, bring it into my family life, into my friends' lives, and share that excitement so that I'm letting that excitement percolate. So when I'm like, okay, I'm really excited to get back to the art, I bring it in there, do it another 15 minutes, and let it snowball, like that snowball effect. And that really helped me, especially like with the I get a lot of anxiety and I get a lot of negativity coming through. And a lot of the times, again, when I find myself in that place, I try to simplify as much as I can. Just simplify and be okay with that voice. Because if you truly listen to, that voice, what I realized was that voice is a little part of me that wants to become something better. And so it's like, we look at it as like nagging. Why are you nagging? I don't want to get at this, or you're too dumb. It's the way we hear it, right? I'm too dumb to do this. And it's not that you're too dumb. It's just like, I know if I stick with this, I could do something better. And so it's just shifting that voice. And so that's what I'd use, is that 15 minutes to try to shift that voice and, learn to understand that it's not the voice, it's changing your perspective on how you listen to that voice, right? Because it's truly, I think that's what I'm searching for, is just to try to find that flow, to be in that place where it's like, oh man, this is the magic of art, when you get into that zone and it's like you're not even there. That's what I'm figuring I'm chasing, it's that feeling that it's just like watching it. Just rather than doing it, you're like watching it. It's like coming out from somewhere that I can't explain. So that to me is like, I always want back in that flow. I want to be in that place where it's just simple, to the point, just art, and let the mind run and do those things. So I always try to break it down into its simpler parts, to see, again, analyzing what I'm trying to accomplish with my art as I'm doing it. Other things, like, I know when I don't get good sleep, it's like the simple ones, go get good sleep. But there's a lot of times I notice, especially like trying to come up with this, doing the YouTube, I don't sleep as well as I once did, because I'm always, what could I be on my YouTube? What could I do? And I'm like, I won't let things go. I lock onto them, and it's like my mind is always trying to work out. And even though I don't know it, I know this is a drain on me, mentally, emotionally, and physically. I'll get worn down. Like, even coming up with what to talk about for this video, I noticed my energy levels just start to drain immediately thinking about it. And then on top of that, then you have the art part of it, and then you have the life part of it. And so I've learned to kind of listen to myself and say, go easy on yourself. It's okay. It's okay. I know you want to get to this stuff, and you want to do it perfect, but it's not about perfect. It's about getting them done. So, like I said, I had to celebrate this one, you know, because each one of them means something. They may not come out perfect, but it's one step, you know, closer to that thing. And it's okay that I lock up. It's okay that I don't understand everything about this information that I'm giving, right? It's okay to fail. It's okay to, you know, not do your best work. Some days it's just going to be there. And so that's the thing that I had to, you know, look at when I'm doing these YouTube channels, because I noticed at the beginning of trying to come up with YouTube videos, I was locked up, and I just want to do art, and part of me, you know, sits and says, I don't want to do videos. And if there was a 15-minute, you know, I could crack out a video in 15 minutes and say, okay, I'm gonna do 15 minutes of video, that'd be great. But, you know, it's challenging to kind of you know, find that thing that I go, okay, let me shift my perspective of what these videos are. And you know, people, you know, it's helped out that people have been finding value on them, because again, that's the part that I go, am I really giving something to somebody, or is there somebody getting something out of these? And I know the more I go through these, the more I won't be as locked up. Eventually it'll be, okay, just handle it like you handle your daily Duke, you know, just do it and enjoy it for what it is, you know. And it's another step and another step. So I've got to give myself that time. I've got to go easy on myself. And I know once I get these videos rolling, and the more I do them, that the excitement will come. So until then, I've got to be the one to figure out what kind of excitement, you know, what's the importance of this? The importance of this is just another step in trying to become that artist I want to be. And I couldn't do that, you know, without you guys. And I appreciate all the support you've shown me up until this moment. And we've got the third video this year in the can. Thanks for showing up. Who knows what the next one, if you have any suggestions what the next one should be, leave them in the comments below. Also, if you have any tips that you use to help get you out of artist block, or things that you consider helpful, leave those in the comments below. I'd love to take a look at those. Also, feel free, if you like the video, leave a like. If you're not subscribed, consider subscribing. I'm hoping to get to the point where at least I'm doing one video a week. That's my goal right now, is one video a week. I'm just shy of that right now, but I'm hoping to improve that number soon. So for everybody that's subscribed or that follows me on my social media, those links are down below. I appreciate you coming by here as well, because I know there's a few of you that have migrated from my social media and show that love, and I can't thank you enough for that. With that said, I wish you guys a fantastic week, and see you in the next one. Keep on keeping on.